It all started in Slovenia, actually in Maribor, the town where I grew up. Not much to do here. Most of the time we are just hanging around the train tracks, rolling joints and filming some stuff that comes across us. I remember the day I met Amos.
Teta, tam je nekdo! Tam je nekdo!
Da ne zavajate se. Daj policijo, sveče.
Lahko izkupiš, prosim, kamero.
Da s kamero, snima.
Kaj delaš tu? Kaj delaš tu?
Should run over me, you know? I want to film this.
No, you can't. You have to go from here because it's really dangerous.
He was a funny guy, bit naive though, trying to film the train going over him.
Like a lightning, man.
Look, I have the same.
It's crazy.
I enjoyed the day with Veli and his friends, and that night we watched a movie together called Star Wars. What we saw in this movie just blew us away. Young people writing their names among other things everywhere. Most of all, they ride in and on subway trains. It's called bombing.
Soon, most of my friends started to paint as well.
Some of them wanted to be like Scene. He was one of the best writers in the movie. Nobody really knew his real name, but he was famous. Everybody liked how he spoke about his graffiti.
All right, let me explain. Yellow, orange, and a little bit of red. No, yellow and orange around the whole thing, and then we'll put browns and beiges in the 3D. Believe me.
He's later, you know, he's one of the has-been.
I'm what they call a has-been, and he's a wannabe.
And like the writers from Style Wars used to gather on 149th Street Station at what they called Writer's Bench, we did the same. We had our own Writer's Bench.
Star Wars opened our eyes to graffiti. We wanted to capture the moment like the makers of Star Wars did. Whatever the others painted, we filmed it.
When our friends went to paint their first train, they ended up completely covered with color. But soon they started to use spray cans and got better and better. Since we didn't have any subway cars in Maribor, we did the best of what we had.
Slowly, we turned Maribor into our own New York City.
Crazy letters.
From time to time it was difficult to get spray cans. So our friends invented new ways of graffiti. And of course, we never forgot to quote the old movie Style Wars.
No, Mick, what you're doing? Don't put me no browns in 3Ds. You have to put red, yellow, and orange, so the piece stands out.
Yeah. He's a has-been.
Yeah, has been, but he's wannabe.
Every part of our lives was dedicated to graffiti. We even celebrated marriages in front of specially prepared trains.
Yeah, you can read the names there. We just came here for 1 week and just fell in love and decided to get married.
It was great, but unfortunately some people didn't like the creativity we had in our lives. Most of our friends got caught while painting and were taken to jail.
The bastard, 3 months in jail, man. They just don't know what they're doing no more. 3 months. I was putting my name up to the ceiling with a ladder, just not to forget who I am and what I stand for.
All trains got cleaned and life in Maribor became boring.
I, for myself, was mad and sad at the same time, because there was nothing interesting to film in Slovenia anymore.
The only painted train we saw was on the internet, a full-color subway car in New York. It said Style Wars 2 on it.
Style Wars.
We didn't know who painted it or what it was all about, but that made us want to go there and find out more.
We needed money for the plane tickets, so we just went to a bar and took it.
And soon enough, we were on our way to New York.
We wanted to bring our own writer's bench with us. We thought that would be the best way to meet graffiti writers. But unfortunately, it was too heavy, and we had to leave it in Maribor.
Welcome to the flight to New York. We're going there, Veli. And me. We're gonna do it, man.
Not prospect, but respect. Yeah, respect. Respect.
Sure.
Star Wars?
Sounds familiar. I think I heard that
I
before.
seen like Beach Street and stuff like that. Like that has a lot of graffiti.
Beach
and stuff.
Street, break-in.
No problem. No problem.
Did you do the Style Wars 2-piece?
No, definitely not. Sometimes I might go, I could do that. That would be fun. But I'm on probation for one thing. If I got caught, it would be automatically at least 1 year in prison.
I did not do this shit. Did it.
Nobody could tell us anything about the Star Wars 2-piece. So the next morning, we went on our own to check places where trains run 24 hours a day, and we didn't see a single painted car. But then, next to a place called the Bronx, somebody interrupted us.
All right, you gotta come down. You gotta go right now.
The man invited us to his house, and soon we realized it was the king of graph himself, Blade.
Well, it's nice, right, that he wrote it for Blade, King of Graph. Because I would never call myself the king of graph if other people didn't say it to me.
Blade was one of the big ones, painting trains in 70s and 80s. Although his photos were a little bit dusty, his memory wasn't.
What was so great about doing trains in the early 70s is you had this diverse thing of people, and nobody saw people's color. It was just a bunch of guys, you know, just having a lot of fun. And the girls, too, just having fun.
You think you can be another Picasso?
I am the other Picasso. And just so everybody knows, I'm the original Blade from Star Wars. Yes. Chilling my man from Slovenia, what's up? Yeah, man. You know, those people get shot. Yes, film him. That's Henry Chalfant walking in the door.
We couldn't believe our eyes. It was Henry Chalfant himself, one of the legendary makers of the movie Style Wars, our idol.
Maybe you can do it. Your arms are, his arms are long.
Maybe hold the microphone.
Yes, I'll hold the microphone for him. Careful, careful, careful.
Worldwide. Slovenia is a really small country. 2 million people.
Thank you.
Henry came to take pictures of Blade's graffiti. We told him how their film had changed our lives in Slovenia. He seemed proud.
It's a cult movie. People know it by heart. People from all over the world recite to me lines by case or scene.
Henry still had the old number of Scene on his phone. His real name was Richard Morando. We gave him a call and he invited us to his studio.
It really didn't have much meaning to me. I was just asked to be involved in it, and I was like, all right, if you want to film me, you can film me, you know? And I just did it, you know? Honestly, truthfully, I didn't know it was going to become some sort of a cult movie, we can say, you know, a cult documentary. Through the years, people would say things to me, and I'm like, why do I keep hearing the same thing over and over? I didn't realize people memorized my quotes or my speaking, and they were repeating what I've said. I had no clue.
I'm on a 6 months probation right now, but to me it's more like a 6 months vacation. I mean, never mind probation, you know?
It was that much important to people to actually go as far as remembering line for line.
Why did you guys choose the name Star Wars?
Actually, Knock 167 had painted a car, and you know, while we were starting to work on the film, and the car was the Star Wars car. It's quite famous, and it was a whole car, and we liked it, and we just thought,
it looks just like that.
This one, it looks like that, and we thought, wow, that would be a wonderful title.
Star Wars 2-piece. There is some fresh piece on Subway last year. We seen it on YouTube, and people told us that you did it.
No, I never seen it and never did it.
No?
No. I actually don't even know what it looks like.
Wait a second, Star Wars 2?
Star Wars 2-piece on YouTube.
I like it better than the first one. I like the rawness about it, you know? I like that Star Wars 2-piece better than the first one because it reminds me of a time and place before the first one was even done. And that's where I grew up from. The mid to later 70s is what I would like to see.
You saw the car that somebody did.
Yeah.
Probably somebody from Europe, right?
I don't know.
I think so. They came here and they did a Star Wars car, took pictures of it. Of course, it never ran.
If you do it here now in 2010, it's also a felony. You know, so for the kids that want to have fun now, it's not really worth it. It's not worth the risk of a felony to have a good time. The train they paint is not going to run. No one's going to ever see it. They're taking all of that risk just to get a photo that they painted a New York train. And the New York train they're painting isn't even a real New York train anymore. All of those have been tossed in the ocean. So the train that they're painting here in the Big Apple is, you know, a Japanese train. So I don't, what's the point? Nobody sees what you're doing.
It turned out that the trains in New York were even cleaner than in Maribor.
There were cops all over the place. They even put up police uniforms on a stick to scare the riders away.
As far as Graph is concerned, right now, New York City's like, I'm going to say behind on a lot of it. Back in the day, this wall was done. This whole wall right here was full of pieces, had a beautiful piece on it. Ain't nothing here no more. It's all gone.
New York's not really up to date. No, not in terms of art, street art, graffiti. It had its day, very important time. And there's still some, you know, really extraordinary artists at work in New York. But I think the center of the scene has moved elsewhere.
This station stop is New York Penn Station. New Jersey Transit asks all customers to be alert and aware of your surroundings.
Now graffiti is getting cut down on a lot more. There's a lot more police on top of graffiti. So it's probably going to go more into galleries because it's harder to do it in the street.
We came to a gallery show, which was only for selected people.
You're at capacity, that's it. Doesn't matter who you know. You got me?
We just went up front with our camera, pretending to be a film team from CB Slovenia.
We weren't surprised that the king of graph was there as well.
Can't believe it. How did you get in here? Oh, you're on the guest list. Okay. Oh, yes, because you're a film team.
Pretty awesome. I'm an artist myself.
This is like the hippest place to be in Soho right now because he's such a big name.
The exhibition was from the guy called Shepard Fairey. He was the one who did the famous poster of Mr. Obama.
Hey, how are you? Star Wars is a classic. Everyone who cares about graffiti has seen Star Wars and Wild Style.
Hey, Shepard, do you know who did the Star Wars 2-piece?
No, I don't even know about that. That's awesome, though.
We went to see more graffiti shows. That's where we met another big guy in the game, John 1.
Where you guys from? I'm from Slovenia. Oh, Slovenia, yeah. Wow, man, you guys are cool. Shit, man, I should be interviewing you guys, man. Let me change the camera, man. So you guys are from Slovenia? Shit, is it graffiti in Slovenia? It's live, it's live. And this shit's worth money, too. It's not the same shit they do on the street. This is art. That's quick. This is John 1.
And John 1 says, hey, thanks for coming. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I hope you come back. I'm the king. I don't need anybody to do shit for me.
King of what?
King of style.
It's just cash money millionaires, you know? We're like hustlers. You see, it's like selling drugs. We're like drug dealers, man. You know, we're drug dealers, but we're smart nowadays.
My name is Bruno Gosselin. I'm a collector of graffiti. I multiply by 3 or 4 each canvas.
Each of these would be at least $25,000.
Now, some artists are very expensive.
Yo, this is euros, man. This is euros, you know?
Now, maybe $10,000, $20,000 for the best.
What is the best?
Scene is, of course, one of the best.
The original idea, right, graffiti wasn't about the canvases at that time. It was more about just getting your name up and getting it around the city, you know? But now it became a job.
But you're still up on the streets. Nah, now I'm up in galleries.
I love this work. I think it has a lot of energy, but the street is so raw, you know? You're never going to get the same kind of unadulterated buzz that you would if it was just on the street and on billboards or stickers. Do you think so?
The street's always more exciting.
There'll be always some graffiti writer that doesn't like galleries, that think this is bullshit, and they prefer to do walls and do some shits in the street. So there'll always be some other guys.
Warhol did this, Jackson Pollock did it, Rauschenberg did this. Jasper Johns, he's not doing anything new.
To me, graffiti is about getting it out there in front of the public, and the trains used to be a good way to do it, but there's a lot of ways to do it.
I always dreamed of being a professional.
And if you call me professional or scene professional, then you must enjoy our craft on some level.
You get paid to dance. That means that you can come through.
Anybody can become a Picasso. With hard work. Yeah. With hard work, you can become anything you want.
We didn't know who Warhol or Rauschenberg were, but we were into getting some money as well.
Blade had a job for us and took us along to help him paint. But this is the bee, no? The small bee?
No, there's no hole in the bee.
It's a small ball.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we were not good enough in painting.
So we had to find another way to get money.
The only potential was in our young bodies. We started modeling. And soon enough, we even got paid to dance.
In our mind was just money and how to make more money.
Pounds, dollars, pounds.
We heard about the illegal box fight going on in downtown Manhattan. Amos was ready to fight. And whatever we got out of the modeling, I bet on Amos in hope we can double up our money.
I was sorry I lost the fight. We were blinded by the lights of New York. We were broke and had to go back to Europe without knowing anything about the Star Wars two-piece.
But wait a second, didn't Henry Chalfant say that probably the Star Wars two-piece was done by somebody from Europe? We believed him.
Fortunately, Veli had the great idea to print train tickets on our t-shirts. We were back on track to find out who did it.
Nažalost, jaz to ne morem priznati. Se zmam, če imamo karte, gled. Tisti jaz ne morem priznati. To, kar je na majici, ne pride v poštev.
Now they have it on t-shirts.
They put it on t-shirts now.
They put it on t-shirts. I put my name like this. I don't know how should I put it different. I just write it.
You don't understand, this is the same ticket. It's the same number, all the same. This is
Of course, we didn't get far with them and got kicked out of the train somewhere in Austria.
McRack, man, McRack. Take a bite, man.
You wanna get money?
Yeah.
I can show you. Just about that, okay? Put it around like that. Then you have a fishing stick for pulling out the money. And pull it out.
How often you go there?
Every Sunday.
Better this. When we tried to do it by ourselves, we got caught by the pastor.
You don't have to steal from the church. The church will feed you.
We told her the story about how we lost the money in New York and about the movie we are doing. We felt sorry to fish inside of her church.
She told us about her son, who was also painting graffiti. His name was Devi.
Are you gonna have watermelon?
I just have like just a little bit. Not
I tell you what, when you guys eat it, you're not gonna want just a little bit. So I might as well just.
I can smell it. It smells sweet.
I mean,
It smells
it's the
sweet.
best.
This is my mom. How does it make you feel? Like when you walk down the street or you get on a bus or a train or something and you see my name there, how does that make you feel as my mom? Do you despise it? Or,
of course.
Really?
If you've done it illegally, it's
but what if I've done it just without permission?
Davey was traveling from one city to another, painting trains. His style of graffiti reminded us on Star Wars 2-piece in New York.
I've been really wanting to go to New York and drop a piece that's kind of, as a writer, that like as a train bomber, that's like the bomber is like, that's like the highest level. Like, you going around all the European countries, Eastern Europe, and that's all good. But there's the New York subway that is like the top thing, and for me as a writer, it's like a overall dream.
I think that guy has something to do with it. Hey, black guy.
So you did the Star Wars 2-piece, huh?
Oh no, that wasn't me. Not the Star Wars 2-piece. The trains are always special because, they move like end to end. They're moving canvases. They got a lot of potential. They're like these big metal giants. I sell whole cars.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So if you would like some kind of painting for your loved one or for your dog or something, you can contact me and tell me what colors, and I'll do a whole car for you.
Give me the towel, give me the towel. Nice and slow, nice and slow.
Than you can imagine. He's got so much artistic ability, but there comes a time where you got to use it for positive things.
I was out painting, like I was out celebrating pay rise, having some drinks and doing my thing, and then I was walking, apparently this is what I was told, that I ran across the street to do a tag, and then I turned around, and then a car from this way was about to get me, and I jumped back, and a bus got me. And the result of that was like my teeth got knocked out, and
But it was more than that. His brain was bleeding in 4 areas. They thought he was dead.
Yeah, I was in a coma for like 2 weeks. So.
Brain damage, neck fractured. He was like dead. And they said, with this much brain damage, he may never wake up. And what we did is we got people all over the world to start praying. We just prayed and prayed and prayed, and we just told the doctors, no surgery, he's going to come out of this. And it was just one of the greatest miracles.
What they're showing us.
So yeah, last night I was thinking for the new year I'd like to bring in something new for my mom, and I went out, did something special for her, and I'm taking you there now. Hey, look, check it out. See, now that's almost like a Star Wars moment. Like, pose it in front of your mum piece. Like, and I'll print it out and I'll give it to her. And I know she might love it. I hope so, anyway.
Where's this at?
Somewhere.
Outside where?
Outside, like far away.
What city?
I don't want to talk about it. It's just far away. Like that train, it doesn't run. It's not a working train. It's
Come on, it's running.
It's anyway.
I'm totally against any, like I said, any illegal activities. And as a mom and a pastor, in you know, trying to.
Oh, Mom, look.
Well,
like I'm sorry that I've hurt you. You know, I don't want to hurt you, and I don't want you to.
Well, I'm for you.
I don't want you to, like, you know, and I don't want you to hold this against me
I'm your number one fan.
You know, but I just
and I'm for you.
Yeah, and I'm trying, you know, really hard. I just have like this thing inside that, you know, I don't do drugs anymore. I don't I do drink.
It has to stop.
But like
it has to stop.
I felt bad because I made Devi's mother cry. She was very nice to us and even gave us some money for a train ticket.
A day later, Devi's graffiti "I Love Mom" was gone. Somebody had painted it white.
It pisses me off, man. Pisses me off, I'm telling you. Like, it's like, you know, you put all this like effort and, like, you know, like I said, the satisfaction you get from doing it when, like, you hear it's been buffed, or, like, you know, you see the train's been cleaned when you're sitting there in the station waiting for a runner. Like, it's, you know, it kind of hits you, you feel it. Like, I think it's lame. I think, you know, you got better things that you can, you know, get a spray can and go and say more with that than you can with just, like, some white roller paint. Like.
We liked Devi a lot, and it was not fair to go over a nice graffiti like this. We wanted to find the guy who did it. We found traces, people trying to repair graffiti that were covered with white. Even the news in Switzerland reported about it.
Zerstörte Töpfe bei einem Vandalenakt verwüstet unbekannte Kunstobjekte am Paradeplatz.
Nichts mehr ist auf den meisten von den 22 Töpfen zu erkennen.